happening.
And when you guys are talking about Lone Druid doing well against the Clock and the Darks here, does that mean that we're going to see lane swaps until that lane is there for the side of Liquid? Like, is that the one that they want to set up for?
This isn't going to be as devastating. We've seen some terrible stuff. I think these teams are going to be a lot simpler. Just go to the lane, apply the pressure, get the early farm and go. We're not going to see heroes running around. Hopefully.
Okay, well, hopefully that won't happen. We're going to find out what will happen together with Moxie and Purge. Here's game 3.
All right, game number 3. We have a Skeeter Wraith King, we have a Koifa Lone Druid, and I have a feeling that once this game hits into the late game portion, we're in for a bloodbath, Purge.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun match to watch. It's always cool to see games where teams have counterplay potential. Kyle was talking about having Oracle against Heavy Burst is going to make his role really important, not just because of his ulti, but also because of Fate's Edict to block magic and some of his heroes here. They are going to spot the bear. The bear, I think, saw the orb, so that reveals that they are there, despite the smoke up on these non-hero units. But yeah, Koifa is going to be playing basically a carry this game, and Mickey is going to be playing off lane. So we'll see how the role swap works out for him, but it's the heroes they're familiar with, so it should be okay.
Yeah, I don't think you're concerned about this at all over on Liquid. I think, if anything, it's one of the strengths of the players that they have for their particular team, is they can be so incredibly flexible, whether it's Koifa, you know, playing the core role, or sometimes, you know, off lane. You know, Mickey has been, you know, dabbling in all different ones, depending on what their draft calls for. And yeah, now with Sumail added into the mix, you have just so much flexibility. But that one word giving them a lot of information over on the side of Tundra, being able to spot all 3 of those heroes over to the side. So they're going to bully Mickey away here.
Bad. Taiga does get the bounty rune, but he's going to take a huge amount of damage here. Cost him a sal. Okay, he dodges the orb, so he'll be okay.
A little bit of body blocks me out here from the bear, too. Gonna slow them down just a bit. And yeah, otherwise, you know, should be a fairly standard matchup over here in the mid lane. Tiny, of course, doing fairly well against the puck.
Christine quick sending back his bear to get his first items, then he'll recall the bear to himself after his keys.
Efficiency. Special delivery service here from what is this bear called again? There's something silly about it. Oh yeah, Michael Vu.
Not gonna happen.
Named after the teammate here.
Yeah. The Blightstone will be really nice here, though, because they've already got Orb of Venom on Tusk. They can use Tag Team to amplify their physical. Certainly threatens snaking a little. It's not careful.
I mean, that's the scary bit, too, is the fact that, you know, it is a double melee sort of lineup here in this lane, and Tag Team does so incredibly well against this. One of the reasons why we've been seeing, you know, some of that Dark Willow picked up, just because it's fairly decent against, you know, the Tusk position 5.
The kind of pressure and survivability as a support is really helpful, if and especially in those like mid and late game fights, kind of similar to Shadow Demon. If you can protect yourself, it really wastes a lot of crucial time for some of those diving type heroes to go get the kill.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So far, Tiny doing very well mid, 9-2 versus Puck's 5-1, but with his damage advantage, not too surprising.
As expected, for sure. I think it'll be interesting, too, when we do get those level 6 online here. I would like to see 9 be very active. Of course, Mickey, though, probably going to be the one who makes the moves over here on the side of Liquid. Once he gets that arena up.
Masterfully denied.
Blocked in large camp, small camp ends up getting dewarded, so Fodok now pulls. So this is looking decent for Tundra at the moment. Wraith King going about even in terms of last hitting. You do have to be very careful against this AA dual lane, though. AA plus Mars is a lot of damage. This is one of the reasons AA has been pretty valued lately, is just because he has really solid harassment and kill potential with any other ally that can disable. So, Skeeter's not careful, could get out harassed. He actually went for a really fast Wraith Band, very surprising. Huh.
Something a little bit different?
It is. It's a lot of extra armor, is one thing. But it's not as much damage as a brace would give him, but it'll increase his attack speed and it'll make the right-click damage that Mars does a bit less. So could help him out a lot in the laning stage. Like think of it like a cheap chainmail, basically.
That's one of the nice things about watching these upper division games, is sometimes you see a little bit of a modification coming out in terms of the builds, but top lane Father is getting bullied just a little bit. It looks like he's going to be fine, though. Purges that off immediately.
Worried about getting dived over there, actually. Works out all right, though. Skeeter picks up level 3.
Ooh.
Bot lane, a little pressure on 3-3, but trap him back in.
I mean, the initiation versus reinitiation coming out from both sides is pretty crazy in this bottom lane, right? So, you know, maybe you land a nice shards, snowball sort of thing, but you just follow up immediately with the cogs, with the battery assault, and just try to readjust here, so.
They're just going to both hard commit, basically. They've got level 2 Ion Shell now, so this is looking really good for Tundra. They can skill vacuum too if they need it. If Koifa is not careful, gets out of position, it could be bad for him.
Should be fairly quiet, though, until we get those level 6s online here. Both sides.
They might try.
33, he's ticking down. Koifa's gonna get the first blood. Taiga will fall next. Snaking.
Well, I wish I would have gotten the bear. The bear, it was like there was 2 targets. Both would have been really good. Do you want 300 gold, or do you want the experience of killing a hero and killing him? They made the right choice, of course.
Radiant's middle tower.
A little too much
attack.
damage for 3-3 to tank through. There. Boots coming for somebody else. I believe those are, yeah, snaking. They got boots out of that, so that's pretty big advantage. Level 2 battery assault, level 2 ion shell, running down his opponent's gonna be even easier because Tusk is trying to get the fast orb of corrosion, so he's not gonna have his movement speed here. He'll be vulnerable for them.
Should be indeed, as again another shards come out. Snaking is just ticking down, and that will be another kill here for Taiga over in the mid lane. 9 poking away at sumail. Not quite enough damage here. Doesn't have that orb up either, so sumail is gonna be able to go use a bottle charge and has to play very carefully because he will definitely get Doven by 9.
Couldn't even tell that he had boots on Clockwork earlier. It's too much disable. Too much damage. Despite the ion shell potentially on 2 people, that's I think the difference. I think they only had 1 ion shell when they fought to the death here, so Liquid just has to be careful when they choose to go for those kills and they pick the right moment.
Just quiet, trying to take down this courier over here. They need 1 more hit to take down Mickey's courier. Not going to be able to quite find it. As the wave is pushed in here in the top. And there's a chase over here on 33. Ooh, good shards coming in hot here. Snaking is here though with battery assault. He's going to try to use those ion shells. There's a big surge coming out here from 33. But just a bit more time. The Snaking will also retreat. Getting chased down by the bear, though. Does have to be a little careful, and they're still going to chase after him here. Hoping maybe to contest here for the rune. 33 is healing up, but not healing up quite fast enough, so Koifa should be able to kind of bully them out of this area. Like, look at this. This bear is just running at 33. Gets a root off to the side. Feels bad, man.
He's on them from the boundary. I guess it does force him all the way back, at least to force the salve out of Snaking there. Not all bad. I'm a little surprised he committed so hard, but hey, giving Tusk some moments to get last hits, gets him his boots. It's going to make their pressure even better. So this is kind of like the same thing that happened in the first game is, look, Koifa and Taiga as a dual lane partnership, they're just so good at winning their lane. They know the moments to force fights, and even though Tundra has conventional strong looking lanes, they keep getting these kills.
We talked about it as well, the fact that, you know, it feels like Tundra, they really kind of need 33 to have a good lane. Top lane, though, a little bit of skirmishing going back and forth between Fata and Insania. Don't in too much here, just tossing out some spells to be annoying. But, you know, 9 did have a standout performance on the last puck game that he had, but, you know, it really does come down to having 33 also being able to follow him up. That's kind of their dynamic duo that we see frequently coming out from Tundra.
Sumail glyphing a little bit late to prevent the wave from being cleared. Move out in time. Curious if Skeeter's going to go for a Midas this game. It seems to be like the new popular Wraith King build. Rather than going Armlet, you just go for the Midas. It's very likely, I suppose, this game, because there's an A on the enemy team. You don't want to buy Armlet against that hero, and it still gives you like good farm speed and stuff like that. Great sentry by Insane. He's going to grab a ward and a sentry with that one. This mask on Wraith King now. He'll farm very rapidly. Vada will hold the wave most likely, try to get some levels. 9 in the mid lane is still leveling, and last hitting finding it's tiny, pretty much even. Only lane that's going a little bit rough is basically Darkseer. Darkseer's less last hits than his opponent offlaner does. But on the bright side, Snaking's almost 6. Heart's looking good on them. He gets the best hook shot.
Oh, bottom lane vacuum. He should be able to run away. Dodges around the shards. They do have the snowball, though. It's going to slow down right underneath the tower. That's a dead 33, but over in the mid lane, they are making plays here. They're trying to put out as much damage as they can over onto Sumail. And Sania also making this rotation here, but Snaking, he's fast. Can he get the kill on Sumail? No, he can't! At the last second, second, though. Bata will find this opening, and now the spear against the trees. 9, maybe he's overcommitted just a little bit. Does have the orb. Taiga, though, coming in hot, throwing out the shards. Is it enough? Not quite, as now 9 is going to be allowed to walk away. But there is a double damage rune up here.
Still very, very good for Liquid as a whole, I guess. I guess losing Tiny wasn't so good, but he got a kill first, so he still gets experience out of the rotation. This reminds me of last game in the sense that Wraithing is just, he gets a bit of a free lane here with all these fights happening in other places. So as long as Tundra gets some of the kills, absolutely worth it for them to get these exchanges. And Park's going to go Witchblade again. Wants to have that harass and burst potential on the side lanes if possible. It's been weird for Quake either. Mask of Madness phase boots on his bear. Very normal stuff here.
I was curious as to, you know, we had the level 6 online for Puck, so I wanted to see him, you know, start skirmishing around a bit. But like I said, I was a bit curious if he would make a rotation to the bottom lane, because 33 is, of course, struggling. But they do have, you know, a couple stacks going on, so he's going to be able to farm up that way. Is that enough to help him recover, do you think?
On 33. Stacks definitely help, sure, but I feel like Darkseer, the nice thing about it is you're kind of getting farm no matter where you're standing. Throw Iron Shells on creep wave, go back and do stacks, and then when team fights happen, you'll still be really effective. Like, Darkseer doesn't typically lane dominate like he used to back in the day. And right now, we'll see if he can survive.
They go and they drop the wall. They'll hold them in place with these cogs as well, but it doesn't matter because 33, he does full snaking now. There's going to be the hookshot. He's trying to just stun up by a bit more time. He's not going to be able to do it as Taiga will get the final hit. 9 doing some hunting behind the tower, but the top tower goes down for Liquid, so definitely a value fight here for the side of Liquid.
It just reminds me so much of the first game where they like could win the lane, but they just die a little bit more, and as a result, there's just a massive advantage now. Whereas before, if they get kill potential and they hit their opponents, then yeah, there's options. But the Lone Druid Bear plus Tusk and the Lone Druid Hero, there's so much tag team damage. They just couldn't out DPS them, and they died too many times now. 6 total deaths on the Tundra side in that offlance where all the deaths have been.
So at this point, do you even bother going down? And I feel like you still need to try to attempt to gank, but you just have to bring quite a few more heroes, right? Obviously, the Clockwork and the Darkseer not enough, perhaps if they take 9 as well. Is that a worthwhile investment, or?
I don't know if they can kill Quake, but it's really hard. If he gets his ulti off, I feel like the engagement is over. Like, you're just not going to get a kill. Like, if you get separated by hookshot and they can follow that, layer that up with like Waning Rift, yeah, maybe they can kill him, but it's still really difficult. They don't quite have the best ganking us.
They see that vision getting tossed up here. They're smoked up on the side of Liquid. They're hoping to make some plays with Sumail and Hassania, but immediately just trying to back off to get the cogs off. The nice last toss in. The follow-up with a nice arena here from Miguel. They'll focus down snaking. He's going to be first to fall. 9 is now trapped inside. Does have the dream coil over to 3, but he needs backup. He doesn't have his team. He's next to go down. At 33, he does manage to get the vacuum wall combo off, but it doesn't even matter. Miguel gets himself a triple kill, and it looks like there's going to be another kill as Koifa finds himself a Fata.
What a run down there. Tundra did a great job trying to slow it down. They put the Oracle, they pulled the creep wave with the Rocket Flare, trying to keep the tower alive. Then they put Fate's Edict on clock to stop a lot of that damage from coming, but it was way too much, and they were still able to catch the heroes on the back line. 9, I didn't see exactly how he got into that, but he was trapped in the arena with his abilities on cooldown, and he wasn't able to escape. So here it is again. But he pulls the creep wave, he puts cogs down, they save him from that burst damage, but with the snowball, Puck ends up phase shifting there. He tries to silence to get outside, but he misjudged, and that's what committed him to dying. So, Puck made the mistake there. Needed to get out of that to not get caught. And then, even though the vacuum wall was so good, the fight was over at that point. They'd already used all of their committal of spells. So, what looked like a great vacuum wall, there was no follow-up, and now
the dead 33.
Control's important. They don't want DDs this game. They want invis runes.
Okay, they're going to try to make a play here over onto Taiga. Snowball, Walrus punch forward. Do they have enough damage to take him out? Not quite as Bata now forced away. Mickey looking for the spear. Nice body blocking here coming out again from this Clockwork. They will be able to finally slay Mickey.
Thanks.
Skeeter has to rotate for that one, but decent kill. 3-3 gets the gold. Even dig up a beautiful bounty rune that got lost in the ground here. Darkseer is going for a medallion into Solar Crest Rush, so he's not going to be super tanky, but he just wants, they need to make Wraith King strong, because otherwise they're just going to have too many issues in this match.
Is under attack.
I mean, I feel like that has consistently been the name of the game for the side of Tundra whenever we do see Skeeter get his Wraith King. And just have to hope that they can make the space here. Taiga throwing out the shards. Making taunting a little bit. Nine will go and collect himself that creep on his way out, but they do have to be a little careful. Plenty of other heroes in the vicinity here on the side of Liquid. Ready to jump in. We have the Blink Dagger, of course, completed for Sumail, so he's going to be able to blow up people very easily, especially with Insania following. And again, I like the duo. I like watching, you know, these guys make these gang squads. Again, they're going to try to negate some of that magic damage.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Just some
attack.
time there. Does the Ice Blast? Sumail wasn't able to get the toss follow-up either, so not on the Sable. A nice evasion there, but 4K gold disadvantage is not insignificant, and it's going to lead to Lone Druid getting pretty far. Picks up a Maelstrom. Interesting, gives him some AoE, some ability to farm. We'll see if he commits to the full Mjolnir or goes for a different... Generally, attack speed's really, really good on Lone Druid, and against a Radiance that's going to come later on, Mjolnir active is really good as well. Let's see if Darkseer can survive.
Oh, he's just on the cusp there, so he's able to teleport out. And Liquid's going to be searching those woods for a little while longer.
Gonna watch the replay for that one, that's for sure. gotta learn those new spots to dupe, guys. So I've learned a new one. Saves his life. 3-3 is always so good at like being up to date on like the newest tricks and tips and stuff like that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And you know, that could have been his 6th death. We'll ignore the first 5 deaths.
Because it was so sick, that one juke spot.
He evaded that 6, yeah. That's 6.
And definitely, you know, knowing where you're positioning, you know, and the juke spots are very, very important now. As there have been quite a few added, and that makes for some very exciting and entertaining Dota. They have to be careful, though. The evasion's coming in here from Liquid. They spot themselves out a nice, juicy stack. That hurts. You don't want to lose that. You can't really do anything about it, though.
It's like they'd rather fight. Sumail's in position, but yeah, they're just gonna
under
clear.
attack.
That one feels really bad. This is slowing down Skeeter so much. He ended up not going for the Midas, instead opting to go towards Relic and Radiance faster, but he still doesn't have the Relic picked up. Farm speed of the enemy team is just really high. Even Mickey is matching him on the Mars. He's gone tanky.
Radiant structures are
Is that the correct
fortified.
play to skip the Midas and go for the Radiance, or do you think that, you know, they're going for the Radiance because they know that they need to fight earlier?
He probably was a little bit too contested to feel like Midas was the right play. Is probably Midas. If he had like a free farm lane and gets it a couple minutes faster, yeah, he probably goes Midas, but this match it's been tough. Like, look where he's running. He's running behind the tier 2. They do not know where the gank is coming, or at least he's just trying to be safe. But he's got the Relic finished, but he's not able to maximize his farm because Lick's pressuring so well.
Oh, they want 33. They are hunting. Careful, my friend. Ooh. Did they see him? They spot him now, that's for sure. Avalanche toss, even the Ice Blast. They don't even need the Ice Blast. Smell just blows up the Darkseer.
Just a little bit of a mistake there. Misestimating what the safe distance was. Quick by aiming for Mjolnir. He's getting pretty darn close to that. This Sumail just gets levels, then he moves around the map with 1 or 2 other heroes, and he's just looking for kills constantly. Gonna restrict Tundra's ability to kill Taiga bottom though.
Yeah, they're gonna see if they can make it happen. They've got the clockwork, of course, the silence waiting, rift everything, and they'll find themselves a quick pickoff, but still, Koifa looming large right now.
They definitely needed that though. Get something on the map, even if they're cooled down.
Snaking, but I mean, Sumail spots snaking.
Like gears in the rain.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Death, but he did get a killing spree before that, so that'll be fine. That buys time for Skeeter here, who is trying to finish the rad. His net worth is still okay.
He's trying to hang in there. It's been hard because their jungle has just been invaded constantly by Liquid. They've, you know, took away that giant stack that they had over on the side, and like, look at the vision that they've got up to. You can see they've got some nice deep wards planted to keep tabs on everything, and you know, really just figure out, you know, where are people? What are the item timings? This is, oh god, 33.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Spirit up against the tree. Get the off the, okay, they get the save coming out here from Fata as they go and they drop that wall. They'll use the arena to walk away here.
Sometimes you're like, this is the most kill I've ever seen.
Nine.
You just mess it up.
Nine is in no man's land, and Sumail collects himself another kill. It's the only one who can do this, though, I feel, right? Because he's the hardest one to get your hands on.
But on the bright side, Truthio doesn't die at least. He's got a solo crest finish now. So now if they do group up and fight, at least they'll be able to nice buff on like good movement speed, armor, attack, speed, all that good stuff.
Yeah, but they're already in the pit here, Purge. This is looking like this will be our first Roche here for Liquid, and I'm not sure how they go when they can test this. I don't think they can they?
It's hard. They have so much minus armor. Orb Corrosion and Medallion and Blightstone.
Look at he's just melting.
Stack.
On the bright side, I'm sure they're going to be happy. They do get the Philosopher's Stone. I can hear Fogged in the back just like, oh, they got the Philo Stone. It's fine. But, 9 poking away over here. They can't do anything about this, though. This Roche goes down. It's going to be Koifa grabbing up that Aegis. So that is our first Roche of the game. And, man, Liquid, they have all the momentum right now. Bottom lane, Snake King. Tossed up here. Hook shot. Ice Blast coming in hot, though. So it doesn't even matter. Sumail just tosses the tree out and says, get out of my lane.
Throws the tree and walks away like a cool guy.
Yeah, you can see the sunglasses going down over his eyes, too, as he strolls out. Cool guys don't look at explosions.
Let us fight!
They gotta push these side lanes, because otherwise you're not getting any farm. Sometimes you're gonna get ganked like this. It's still fine for Snake King to...
Radiant
and now that they know Sumail was bottom,
Yeah,
they are
single
running
play.
to see if they get Taiga.
Yeah, Dream Coil's gonna get used immediately over to Taiga. They're gonna try to burst him down so that way he doesn't have any save left. So he will fall. The hunt is on. But they're not able to grab their hands on anybody beyond that.
They wanted to run in, but they're like, this is a bad idea, guys.
But they have the vision. They have those wards over to the side, so Mickey, he knows exactly. Except for the fact that Knight is hiding in the trees, but I mean, what can this puck really hope to do too much other than just blink Mickey? Cancel out that blink dagger. Orbing forward here, gonna try to root down the bear. Jump forward though, coming up from Mickey as he's just gonna immediately try to go and blow up Fata. There'll be no saving this time around. 33-2 caught over here on the side, and it's a Dream Coil coming out, but it doesn't do a whole heck of anything as Tundra is just forced to run away. Oh, Mickey with the spear back over onto Skeeter. The buybacks come out immediately now from Tundra. It's going to come right back up again, but the burst damage is real. 9 trying to click away over here on Mickey. Over on the back lines, they do end up losing Insania. Mickey falls. They get the nice vacuum off. Can they finish him off, though? But Sumail does so much damage. They get the save off over onto Skeeter. They're going to hunt down, and they will be able to go collect the kill over onto Sumail. Koifa now running. The creep's kind of blocking him into place. The shards coming in. Oh, long-range stun, though, over here on the bear. They want to at least clean up on this. Nice spear, though, coming out from Koifa's bear.
Orb now. Human 7. I thought they were gonna get the bear for sure, but that roar was excellent. It basically was the same time the orb came out, so he couldn't orb jump, and his Dream Coil is coming off cooldown. But ultimately, that cost Tundra a lot. They had to buy back almost all of their heroes there because Liquid had done such a good job initiating. I mean, Mickey jumps in, gets the ulti off, kills the Oracle. That means that the next guy they go on is vulnerable. That was Darkseer. Here comes his blink in. He gets the ultimate off on Fata. They tried to interrupt his blink dagger with the rocket flare, but he had popped his hood barrier, which blocks the damage, still allows him to blink. That's why he was able to get on top of him. Then Tiny jumps in, focusing on Darkseer. They kill him before he gets his vacuum wall off, and then he tosses back Skeeter, spears him back, forcing them to commit to this fight. They would have just disengaged and lost their tower, but they had to jump in. If they lost Skeeter here with his ulti, I felt like the game would have been over there. So still decent for Tundra, but amazing engagement by Liquid. Those buybacks might really cost them later on.
I don't know, Purge. I have this feeling that we're probably going for a long series here. I know the way that Tundra likes to play. If they can get enough time, we're probably going to see a very scary Skeeter going toe-to-toe with Liquid.
Dire's top tower has gone.
I'm really unsure right now. I think they're in a good spot on Liquid. This bear, though.
They want this bear. They've had enough of it. Another Savage Roar, though. Snake King. He's going to hook shot away over to Fata. He's in a good position as Taiga facing down here with Skeeter. He's going to have the reincarnation up in just 1 second, though, so they can't do this. Oh, look at the Dream Coil over onto the back lines. They'll follow up with an arena here from Mickey as they go and they spear over to the side, but again, Fata coming in with the saves. Koifa, he's going to go down for the first time. Already taken out Insania. And now it feels like Liquid, they're on the back foot. Taiga running away. Koifa trying to shift back over into this bear form. Tundra not quite sure how they want to approach this, though, as Mickey throwing out the spear doesn't quite connect. Swing forward here from 9. Going to start plinking away over here to Mickey. They'll go, they'll use the concept. Sumail looking for the opening, gets a nice avalanche toss off, and he bursts down Snake King. Now Skeeter, he's in for some trouble here. They do manage to go and get the Oracle ultimate off over onto Skeeter, buying him a bit more time. 33, though, just running around in circles. Gets a nice vacuum off, but there's nothing else to follow up. Does manage, though, to get Skeeter out. Oh, the toss, though, Fata. That's a big old bear being tossed over here onto this Oracle. Sumail gets yet another kill, and the Ice Blast does get tossed out, but no one is there to receive the end of it.
Dire's
And those are
middle
the diebacks.
tower
That's
has
50
fallen.
seconds of a death timer for an Oracle at 23 minutes of the game, so they're going high ground here.
Dire's middle
They did a
tower
great job
is
on the
under
Tundra
attack.
side, keeping their allies alive,
Radiant's
but once they
bottom
focus on
tower
Mickey,
is
he's
under
got
attack.
Pike. It's just way too tanky there with the Sumail able to
Dire's
counter-initiate.
middle
Yeah, this
tower
is like
has fallen.
potentially a 2x. They're gonna be at mid for sure. Maybe they go top 2.
I don't see how Tundra can force them back until, you know, everybody's up and running again.
Are under attack.
And even then, it's a
Dire's
bit
middle
difficult.
barracks has fallen.
They
Dire's
don't have
middle
reincarnation for
barracks
30
has
seconds,
fallen.
and Skeeter's almost got his BKB,
Dire's
but
top tower
yeah, this
is
just
under
feels like
attack.
their buybacks cost them a little bit too much there. Gave them some net worth advantage, but losing a
Dire's
fight
top
right outside their
tower has
base,
fallen.
they might
Cost
back.
Dire's
They might
top
save their
barracks
melee
are
here.
under
It's gonna be
attack.
close.
Oracle's going to be up, so is 33 very shortly. 9 looking for this opening.
Dire's top
Gonna try to
barracks
spook
has
him back a
fallen.
little bit. Poke away.
And they're gonna get out. Really big advantage now for Liquid. They needed to win that fight
Radiant's
pretty
top tower
decisively,
is
and
under
the
attack.
first half of the fight went really good. If they didn't have Aegis on Lone Druid, they would have looked really great in that engagement. He would have died the first time. They could have maybe picked off 1 or 2 other heroes, but Sumail's just always ready. Mickey's just done a great job. He's been playing exactly how Quake did in game 1. He gets the fast hood, the fast pipe. He knows that all of his cores are difficult to kill, so he just has to get ultra tanky, and he took the focus after that first initial engagement.
We do see some different solutions, though, coming out, but we talked about, you know, Sumail. He's actually picked up that
Radiant
BKB
are
now, so it's going to be
scanning.
very hard to pin him down. On the flip side of things, though, do have an Aeon disc picked up now for Puck. Very important that he can stay alive. And this Oracle getting closer and closer to a Blink Dagger, which I feel like is so necessary for Fata, because they really need to take him out of the equation, and they're doing a good job of it, it seems, most times here on the side of Liquid.
Yeah, they have done that a couple times. The Fada's also been ulting at the perfect moments too, where things look really bad for Skeeter. He drops the ulti, gives him time to escape or to stay alive through it. So, yeah, Blink will be excellent. He's almost there. Just needs to dig up a couple more bounty runes, I guess. Then everything will be fine. They've almost got Blink Dagger on Darkseer as well. His net worth is really low. There's that engagement. Snake getting forced to hook shot away to keep himself safe. Taiga looked like he was in a good position. This looked great initially, but Puck's counter initiation was just so good. Wraith King ulti goes off. They're able to pick off the Lone Druid. The vacuum's excellent. They pick up Koikva. Almost got Taiga. And they do eventually clean him up. They don't want to go high ground, of course, but the vision from the illusions, and eventually Mickey kind of walked into them, like, ready to fight. They're like, well, I guess we got to kill this guy. He's got a pipe. Got a 16 stick, blocking 60% of physical damage from the front, and that just gave Sumail like the easy Avatos to clean up those utility supports. Skeeter was gonna die, but gets saved with the ulti, and he kind of wants to go back in, but he's got Mjolnir charge on him. Like, how are you gonna kill 2,000 HP Mars at that point in the game? It's just really hard unless Wraith King feels confident to slap him.
I mean, you're not gonna be able to go in and give him the slaps there by any means. You can see they're pretty happy at the way that they turned that fight around. And yeah, so we're just waiting for a moment here. Do have a smoke over on the side of Liquid. Sure, they're feeling pretty good right now with the current item pickups that they just got. They have that BKB over on Sumail. I have a feeling they're going to be kind of sweeping around here. And you can see that Koifa has just what's the word? I don't want to say exponentially, because I know JJ absolutely hates when you use that in the wrong phrase. See, I listen to you, JJ. I do. But you know, you are seeing that growth coming out. Just an empty box. All right. They're hunting though, for sure.
Aghanim shard on Lone Druid too, for the bonus attack speed for him and his allies, and with Sumail going back for a right-click build with his BKB, he's queuing up shard. This extra attack speed is going to mean Sumail does insane damage Daedalus afterwards. So the death ball of Liquid here, between tag team amplifying damage and attack speed increase from Lone Druid, everything just makes sense.
And of course, Sumail finding himself a double damage
Dire's
too doesn't
bottom
hurt
tower
either.
is under attack.
Pretty good, yeah.
Dire's bottom tower
Tier 1.
has fallen.
All right, the blink is completed now for Fata, so his positioning in these fights should feel a little bit better, but of course Liquid is just going to be running at them. They know that they're very strong right now, and you know, the later this goes, the more chance it gives for Skeeter to become a real threat. That's so completed now for Mickey. Pressure is on. Look how fast these towers go.
Dire's
Both a
bottom
tiny
tower has fallen.
and a lone druid. Pretty scary. All right, they're going to run back now. Here they go. Let's see if they can defend this. There's sieging. He's got the solar crest.
Radiant's top tower.
Look at the
is under
damage coming out
attack.
from Sumail with that double damage. Oof. Cleans up the Skelly boys.
Be insane. Slap the bear again if it comes. It's got so much armor here with the AC finished.
You just keep trying to disarm it too. Just please don't touch our towers. This damage, though, Skeeter already down to half health. Though, and they'll use the Dream Coil over on the back line with a beautiful wall vacuum combo, but they need more damage out of here. 33 is just an island all by himself. The snowball coming in here from Taiga. There's a punch. 9 does find the kill over onto Insanius. Sumail, though, and look at this arena here. Snake King is trapped. Skeeter is going to go down first time. Snake King trying. He's just holding them in place a little bit longer. Eventually will get taken out by Mickey. And I just don't know how they get in here. 9 and Aeon just does pop. It's Mickey chasing after them. The Savage Roar will force Skeeter back. And the focus is on there. Just paying attention to these racks. They're trying to get rid of this bear. It's been an absolute thorn in the side. Mickey, though, going forward again with the God's Rebuke. And they burst down anyone else. The toss up into the air. This is not looking good for Skeeter, but Fata, he hits his buttons perfectly. He's going to be able to keep him alive just a bit longer. So he is rooted into place, but he just, I don't know if they have enough save. They don't have the save for it. The buyback now coming out from Skeeter. Fata is just going to be sacrificed to the Liquid Gods over here. And now 9, he's trying to just be as obnoxious as possible. If they have a ward, they have the vision. Look at Mickey waiting occasionally, not going to be able to quite land it. As over on the back lines here, Skeeter is just forced to run back into his fountain.
So hard for them to engage past the bear. The bear is just keeping Skeeter out of the fight. And the vacuum wall is great. The Dream Coil is great, but this could be a good start, though. 10 seconds till true form, but no follow-up on Koifa.
Snake King on the back lines, just gets the jump over onto Koifa, but this bear's just shredding him into pieces. Sumail, BKBing, he's going to teleport away. Koifa, though, is left behind. 9 here is going to keep trying to poke. Do you have that Dream Coil? But Sumail, he sticks around. He decides he's not quite done just yet as Koifa's getting chased down here by Skeeter, but the GG does get called. They realize this bear, this rock, everything coming out from Liquid is just too strong.
Liquid played amazing this game. They crushed that safe lane. The Lone Druid plus Tuss lane. They killed Clock and Darkseer so many times. They took those heroes out of the game as a factor.